for News Corp. I was with Northern Star, and then I took over the editorship of the Express Examiner for 5 years. And then in its 150th year, Murdoch decided to exit, along with a whole lot of others. So the community, obviously, were very devastated. And then a group of residents in Kyogle contacted me and said, we want to start our own paper, because they're pretty angry about it. And of course I jumped at the chance. It was set up as an association incorporated, and anyone who lives in the Kyogle or Richmond Valley areas can join for $25 a year. And the reason we did it like that was so that when I leave, it will never be sold again. So the community always owns it. It's been really interesting, the power shift in that. Like when I'm out and about, I feel like I'm working directly for the community. It's got to bring in 10 grand a week to be commercially viable, which we did last week for the first time. We are running it on the smell of an oily rag. There's a lot of volunteers involved in terms of the committee who organise a lot of things. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a fantastic fallout from what happened, and everyone was devastated, all those little communities. And it's actually really empowering that they've decided to go, we don't like this, we're going to do something about it.
We're getting demand from places you've never heard of, like Legume, which is halfway to Warwick in Queensland.
People really want it, which I find amazing that they want a newspaper that isn't even about their local area. So people would seem to want it, and I'm happy to do it for us. I mean, is there 5-10 years left in print newspapers? I don't know. At the moment, people seem to really want it.
Yeah. No, very good, mate. They're walking out the door.
Most of our locals get both. They'll get the free one plus the paid one, and they've both got something different in them all the time. So, yeah.
I come in many times to see it here, and I looked at it and I went to the bakers, and now I see you there with it.
So what's the moral dilemma? How did this story happen?
Well, I saw her mother posted it on her Facebook page, and it's farmers, men and women getting naked for mental health. And this woman is in Kyogle, so it's in my patch. And I thought it'd be interesting to do a story, because I think it's quite a brave thing to do. And I asked her if I could use the photo, and she said yes, and it's the back of her naked. And then, of course, we needed to have a discussion about, our nudity policy, of how much do we show. And so the sub-editor's come up with an idea of using the picture and putting the headline across her backside. So you sort of see a hint of it, but not all of it.
Normally, there'd be 200 go here, and another 100 dropped off for a little town called Empire Vale, which is a sugar town further up the road here, and they come here and pick up. I was absolutely insistent right from the start that I wasn't going to have anything to do with a single-use newspaper. It had to be multi-purpose, it had to be good for wrapping up the fish and chips, it had to be good for wrapping the garbage, lining the bird cage, all of those other purposes. Otherwise, wasn't having it.
Is there 5-10 years left in print newspapers? I don't know. At the moment, people seem to really want it. And I think that threat of when it was gone, like we had 1 week where there was no paper, and it's that saying of you don't know what you've got till it's gone, and people seem to really want a newspaper.